Hi, my name is Tiffany Overbey. I'm a graduate dietetics student at Eastern Illinois University, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to use a slow cooker, also known as a crock pot. It's easy, healthy, and it turns out delicious. So let's get going. So first I just want to show you the crock pot. The lid comes off, the inside comes out, and this is the basin in which it heats. You can also take this out for storage. You can put this right in the fridge. So that's a kind of easy storage technique. Today I also have slow cooker liners. You don't have to use these, they just help clean the mess up. You take the lid off, you open up your slow cooker bag, you put it right in there, and then you just put the ingredients in as you would without the bag. There's no difference in cooking, there's no worry, it just simply helps you have less of a mess in the end. Next, I'm going to show you the ingredients we're going to use. Here's the chuck roast I'm going to put in there. You can use any kind of meat in the crock pot. You can use beef, pork, chicken, lamb, anything your heart desires you can pretty much make in a crock pot. That's the great thing about the versatility of a crock pot. The next main ingredient I have are the veggies. I already cut up my carrots, celery, and onion, and they're in here. You can use any vegetables you'd like, any that are around your house, anything that you enjoy. These are just ones that I like, and I like with my roast. Always remember to wash your hands first and wash your produce before using it as well. I'm also going to be using this Good Seasonings garlic and herb packet. It's a salad dressing and recipe mix. So it's just a bunch of seasonings, and you can find it in the salad dressing aisle. It's meant to make salad dressing, but you can also use it as a seasoning in any kind of in many recipes. Especially in the crock pot, these go great. They have Italian, ranch. This is garlic and herb. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'll remove my lid, and I've already placed my liner inside the crock pot. And depending on how you like your veggies, I like mine tender and soft, so I put them in, and I put them at the bottom. So they're the first thing that's going to go into my dish. Remember, I've already washed my hands. So then I like to take a little bit of the seasoning and sprinkle it onto the vegetables so that they get their own flavor. Just a little bit, because the meat's going to go on top. The meat's going to go on top, and then we're going to add seasoning to the meat as well. The great thing about the crock pot is that it is so versatile that you can use many different meats and many different foods. You can make side dishes, dinner, dessert even. There's lots of recipes out there for slow cookers, and you can also transform your favorite recipe that you cook on the stovetop or the oven or the microwave, and you can transfer it to the slow cooker. I'm also going to add a little bit of canola oil to this dish because oils bring out a lot of flavor in foods, and canola oil is a really great source of good fats, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. Those are the kind that we want to be eating, as opposed to the saturated fat that we do find in, unfortunately, this meat I'm going to put in there and all other animal products. Finally, I'm going to add some garlic. I have jarred garlic here, but you can use fresh garlic. Garlic salt isn't as healthy, but it tastes good. So I'm just going to take a heaping spoonful of this garlic because I enjoy garlic a lot. I'm going to put that in there. And so our veggies are all set. As I mentioned earlier, I like my vegetables to be soft and tender. If you're someone who likes your vegetables crispy, then you put them in after the roast. So what I'm going to do now, I've already got my vegetables in the pot here. I'm going to take my roast, and I'm just going to set it on top of the veggies. And this is a chuck roast. Always remember to wash your hands thoroughly after touching raw meat. Another great advantage to using the slow cooker is that the less expensive cuts of meats that are more tough generally need to be cooked in something such as a slow cooker. They need a slower cooking time and more moisture along the way, which is exactly what the slow cooker provides. So here I'm going to take my garlic and herb seasonings. I'm going to add it to just a 1/4 cup of water because you really don't need much moisture in crock pot recipes due to the fact that as it's cooking the slow cooker, once I put this lid on here, it's going to hold all that moisture in from the vegetables and from the meat, and from anything else we've added, the oil and the garlic. All are going to add moisture to our dish. So we don't want a whole bunch of water in there at the bottom. But just to mix it up a little bit so that I can get the seasonings spread out throughout the dish, I added a 1/4 cup of water. And I'm just going to pour that over my meat. Just like that. And that's going to end up spreading throughout the dish because, as I said, with the moisture, it's going to drip down, and that's why the veggies get tender on the bottom and they tend to stay more crisp on the top. So I'm just going to put on my lid, set my crock pot to low, and I'm going to cook for 6 to 8 hours. You can also put it on high and cook for 4 to 6 hours. That's generally the time for the low and the high for almost every recipe. Now that we've got our roast in the crock pot and it's ready to cook, I want to talk about a couple little tips that I can give you for cooking in the crock pot. The crock pot, as I said before, provides a whole lot of moisture for your recipe, so you don't need to add extra water. You may actually have to remove some of the water from standard recipes if you're taking one of your favorite recipes and moving it to the slow cooker. It's tempting, but don't open the lid until it's done cooking or it's almost done cooking because it loses its heat and it's going to make the cooking time longer. It's also not going to retain the moisture as well. And if you have dairy in the recipe, such as a lot of times we'll use cream cheese or sour cream to make it a creamy dish, you don't want to put that in until halfway or at the end, maybe the last 15-20 minutes, because it can break down too much and it won't have that thick creamy taste and texture. Couple other things that are really great about slow cookers. Like I said, I want to just give you some ideas. You can add any veggies that you want. You can make soups, stews, meats, vegetables, as I said earlier, dinner, desserts, side dishes. You can add lots of different types of seasonings and sauces. You can use barbecue sauce, spaghetti sauce, salad dressing, chicken and beef bouillon and stock, oil, vinegar, as I mentioned, cream cheese, sour cream. You can pretty much throw anything together and try it out, which is what I like to do. This recipe here that we just made cost me about $14 for the entire thing, and it was a pretty big cut of meat, so I'm thinking about 8 servings. So that comes down to about $1.77 a serving. On a final note, I just want to say, be creative. Add your favorite veggies and your favorite meats, your favorite seasonings, sauces. Get creative. That's what I like to do. I like to think of it as someone's been cooking for me all day. I put stuff in the crock pot in the morning, I go to work, I come home, and dinner's ready. The house smells great, and there's no mess with these bags. It's really pretty simple to clean it up, even without the bags. The porcelain underside here is really easy to clean. So good luck with your slow cooker adventures, and try out lots of different recipes. They can be great ways to get your children to try new things.